guys, it's Vijaya and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you my mom's recipe for lamb keema samosas. These guys are so good, crispy on the outside, chock full of spiced lamb that's tender and juicy. And when she made these for us growing up, we just devoured them. Now this recipe is nice and simple, and if you're looking for it, it is just under this video. Let's get started. All right, let's get started with the filling. It could not be simpler to make. I have a hot frying pan here, and to it I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Now once that's nice and hot, I'm going to tip in some finely chopped onions, and we're going to saute them off until they're soft and translucent. Now it's time to spice things up. The signature flavor for this samosa is ground fennel. We're going to go in with a little bit of that, as well as some chili powder. Now I'm going to saute the spices off for about a minute so that they release their perfume. Next, in goes some grated ginger, a little bit of grated garlic, and we're going to saute these off for about 10 to 15 seconds to soften them up. Now in with my ground lamb. You can use just about any ground meat that you want. I love lamb because it has an amazing flavor, and we're going to saute the lamb on high heat until it is just cooked through and there's still a bit of moisture in the pan. Now I'm going to add some frozen green peas and season things up with a touch of salt, and we're going to let that warm through for a minute. Off the heat, I'm going to go in with a handful of freshly chopped coriander, and our filling is ready. Now it's time to fill our samosas, and I have the best hack for you when it comes to samosa pastry, and that is to purchase store-bought frozen spring roll wraps. They're going to save you. Keep these in your freezer, and anytime you want samosas in a pinch, they are going to come through in a big way. They have a beautiful crispy texture, and they're so easy to work with. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is to divide these into 3 long rectangles. Next up, we need to create a little bit of a glue to keep the samosa together so that all the filling doesn't go flying out when you go to fry them. So in this bowl, I have a little bit of white all-purpose flour, and to that I'm going to add a touch of water and mix it until a gluey type paste forms. So now we have our filling, our samosa wrappers, and our glue, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to fold the perfect samosa every single time. Let's do it. So I have one of my pastry rectangles, and what you want to do is grab a couple of the samosa sheets because you want a nice thick layer for the samosa, and you're just going to peel it back like this, and whatever you don't use, you want to put it back in a bag so that it doesn't dry out. Next, from the center point, I'm going to fold in the pastry so that it's perpendicular to this pastry. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my glue and spread it on this side, and that's going to help the pastry seal. I'm going to take the other side and we're going to fold it over like this. And now you have the perfect samosa triangle to stuff. Now we're going to hold our samosa cone like this and take a little bit of that keema mixture and stuff it inside. You don't want to overfill, just like so. I'm going to take a little more of that glue. We're going to spread it on the inside like this. Oop, there we go. And we're going to very simply fold it over and seal. Perfect. And now I'm just going to put the samosa on a plate, cover it with a damp cloth, and that makes sure that it doesn't dry out. Let's do another one. So I'm going to show you one more from my perspective so you can get a hang of the technique. So find the center point, fold it over so that you have a nice straight line like so. We're going to take a bit of that glue, spread it all the way to the edges. We don't want any of that filling popping out, and then fold the other side over. And you really want to press down to get a nice seal. I'm going to flip it over. Our triangle isn't perfect, so I'm just going to do one of these. Look, all the angles match up. And now I'm going to take, again, a tablespoon or so of the filling and nestle it into the pocket. That's good. A little more of that glue. And be generous with the glue, because keep in mind that it's going to hold everything together and also crisp up as it fries. I'm just going to pinch like so, flip over the flap, and then push any edges of pastry over. And just like that, you have a really cute samosa. Now it's time to get frying, and in my honest opinion, samosas need to be deep fried to get that ultimate crispy texture. So I have a wok here with a little bit of oil that I've heated to about 375 degrees. That is the perfect temperature. And now we're gonna just gently lower in our samosas, making sure not to crowd the pan, and cook them for a good 3 to 4 minutes until they're beautifully golden and crispy on the outside. Then I'm gonna drain onto a little bit of paper towel, and they're ready to eat. These samosas smell irresistible. A reminder of my childhood when my mom used to make these for us. Look so crispy. Let's give it a taste. Hot. Did you hear that crunch, people? This samosa shell is unbelievable. Again, available in the frozen section of your Asian grocery store. So good. And then when you get to the meaty center, it is so juicy, beautifully perfumed with that fennel, which is the secret spice. I'm telling you, lamb and fennel go hand in hand. You have a little bit of that heat creeping through, and the ginger and garlic as well. Such a great samosa, you guys. So simple to make, and I love making this one for gatherings, to share with friends and family. They all love it.